YouTube? We are back with some more Matchplay commentary for y'all. I'm joined by the Brother Bear, the Highwayman himself, the Kaiju King, TJ.
I feel like you slowed down when you were saying King there, like you were about to like drop a beat, like there was a sick song.
I wish I could drop a beat.
In the background.
I ain't got no chords at all. But we've got some matches that were recorded over at Dean's Dugout for you guys. Local card shop that we go to every Sunday for Digimon, located in the Chicago suburb of Naperville, Illinois. Start about 12:30 p.m. So if you're in the area, want to check us out or the shop out, feel free to swing on by. Today's matchup features a purple hybrid mirror. We've got Mitchell on the left going up against the Kaiju King himself, TJ, on the right.
Hello.
You have been kind of swapping out decks just to kind of like keep things fresh, it sounds like. And I think Purple Hybrid was next up in the rotation.
I chose violence this weekend.
Yes, you did. As many of you have probably seen by now, Purple Hybrid is a very popular deck. Probably one of the best decks, if not the best deck in format. So it's going to be interesting to see the mirror matchup and see like how things are going, like interacting with each other. I think there are a lot of builds to Purple Hybrid, despite it being sort of like a pretty standard, like quote unquote archetype, right? Like you've got different variants that you can run, different sort of player expressiveness that can come through. So I'm excited to see this one. Excited to see what you've cooked up, and hopefully y'all enjoy it too. Before we hop into the round itself, as always, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Check out our socials, which are linked down in the video description below. And check out instructions on how to become a member of our channel, which I'll also link in the video description. Without further ado, let's hop right into the round over here.
Yeah. So for people that have been on the channel for a while, people probably remember me talking about Purple Hybrid a good bit, because like that was like one of the decks I was considering about maining when 2.0 first dropped. And then I obviously went on my usual copium shenanigans of playing every other tier 2 or tier fun deck that comes out in the set, because those ones always interest me more than the main decks usually. And I played I think a decent chunk of Purple Hybrid. I was doing pretty well with it, but I ended up just like getting busy. I wasn't really going to locals too much for a while there, so
Wait.
It was nice to kind of just bust it back out. It does immediately hit into a Jack raid for me, which is really nice.
I see Mitchell slowly max rarity in this deck. I see you, my boy.
Mitchell's build is good. It's very, very good. All of these games were like, they were nail biters. Like every game was like just both of us just punching each other in the face constantly, like trying to play around as much as we could.
We see the standard Velgar pitch off of the Koichi to gain a memory. Good.
Yeah. I go Gabu in the back. I know Mitchell's list is pretty unique to himself, or from what I understand. He's been working on his build for a while now. My list, I completely like updated my old list to be pretty similar to the ones that recently topped at the Latin America finals. Or Nats, rather, sorry.
Pitch your rivals to gain a memory off the QB. Then you go Dusk for 2. Here we go. Dusk Velgar combo. My favorite.
I make the Koichi some color. I don't remember which one it was. I didn't have markers for this game. I apologize. Sure. But I am changing colors of things whenever I Evo. I swing Velgar. Do the whole shenanigans to mill. Use one attacking effect to grab the Dustmon out of the trash, and then hit a Jack right off his security. End of attack, I delete myself to Papazuko, which he pitches a Velgarmon, and then I spit out a Koichi off the on deletion.
That's pretty good.
Kind of debating how I want it. My hand was a little gummed up with some weird stuff, so I just drop a Gazi and call it a day.
Yeah, I've been smart, especially with the boost out in play. Big guy Gazi. Mitchell's rookies are just big guys right now.
Yeah, my security all day was like like 3 to 4 rookies, and then like 1 random option card in there.
Yeah.
As you can see. There's another Gazi in security.
So Mitchell ends up hitting, like you said, the Gazi. So Velgar will pop itself to pop your Gazi. Lets him play out a mat, which then allows him to pick up another hybrid. I believe he picked up another Duskmon, which would make sense. And we go ahead and play an AG.
Yep.
Get a 1. Well,
The one shot's pretty
Ghazi
good.
should block that. No,
Yeah, I should have one less memory here, because of the Gabu. I still gain
it's
memory
all
off of the
the Koichi.
Koichi. We both forget our Ghazi effects a couple of times this game. I will be honest with that. We catch later ones. We do catch later ones.
It's all good.
But yeah, so just something to keep in mind.
So here you're on a Koichi. Mitchell's got a lot of gas next turn. I mean, he's got the AG, he's got Matt and a boost. So I feel like you gotta find a way to at least deal with the Ghazi. Although if he's got a Rush Gallant, that's always something to consider in this situation.
Yeah.
You kind of want to do your best to just probably do some board control and slam down a Ghazi if you have it.
Right now, I'm
seen
just
two
trying to
go.
figure out how I want to do things because I'm worried like if I swing into security and die, like that's gonna be a bad news
Right.
bears. I'm thinking about going into an Argomon to like lock down his
Yeah.
board.
Argo is such a good card for the mirror. Such a good card.
Yeah. So right now I'm just debating like where I want to swing.
Mhm.
I do opt to swing into I grab a card back off of Koichi effect. Sorry, I think I swing into. I actually don't remember if I swing into security or the Gazi. Okay, I just swing security. I live. End of attack. I just pop his Gazimon instead of popping my guy.
Sure. That's
Leave
smart.
it there. And then I go ahead and I evo into the Argo here.
For 3.
Yeah, which he goes 3 anyways. So the Ghazi memory didn't really matter. I would have had enough memory to do my whole plays anyways. So that's good. Okay, cool. Like I didn't notice that one after the fact. So I was sitting here like, oh god, please don't tell me that was like a massive game changer.
Yeah, Argo is very, very good. I definitely like it in the deck for sure. We see the Nidhogg too, which is also a really nice tech choice for this deck because you do pitch from hand a lot. And I mean, this deck just, I mean, we talk about how Galaxy prints memory. I mean, I think people don't talk enough about how Purple Hybrid also prints memory like crazy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no hits off the Purple Memory Boost. He did clear my Argo though with a Death Stinger, which is pretty good. So now I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do things. I do go ahead and go Ghazi in the back.
So, I mean, this is a pretty threatening position here for Mitchell. I mean, a Gabu in the back. You've got 2 Tamers and a boost. So he's looking in a really good spot. You need to find a way to... I don't know. I mean, this is... Yeah, you're in a tough spot.
Yeah, I just go into a Duskmon here.
Yeah.
I make the mat into a I think it just changes color so that he can't evo over it.
Right.
So he's just stuck being able to do the 2 checks unless he finds rush somewhere, which that was all I could do. Like that was my only hope.
Yeah.
So I do that. The AG is still very much alive, but I just didn't want him to be able to recycle the mat to like grab other tamers, like to grab other stuff back out off the undeletion effect from
the thing here. You go he goes Dusk. You go ahead and hit a rival.
Swings. He does hit a rival, so does not get his end of attack. Still gets his undeletion. So my Duskmon does get to stay on the board.
Thing is, at this point, I feel like if Mitchell is running the Rush Gallant, you probably have seen it by now with how much you guys have cycled through your deck.
Yeah.
But it may seem like he's not seeing it. So turning that Pat into a different color was a good call. I think I'm gonna call him Pat from now on.
Okay. I will live with this. This is my penance.
Purple Matt. Purple Matt. He's Pat.
You know what? True. Actually, I'm based. He does crack the Memboost and play a Jack ready to go up to 5. Plays the Mat, goes down to
Pat.
1.
He's Pat. Get it right.
And then plays another Jack Raid. Should go to 3. Mitchell's just, we were a little bit confused where the memory was. So we're just catching up right here. And then this is me just recounting where we're at. So then, yeah, we're at 3. Pays that. Does pop my Duskmon, which is pretty good. Does put me in a tight spot. I was kind of hoping he just wouldn't be able to find like a way to grab another option back. I'm just counting cards of trash right now just to see how much I can get out of my Jack Raid.
Get a lot.
Promote Ghazi. I Jack Raid here. Go to 3. I swing Ghazi. and I hit a jack raid on the security.
Oh.
And so, okay, so here's a little bit of confusion here.
Yeah.
I missed that my Ghazi should block the jack raid. And so
Sure.
I scoop,
I was like, huh?
thinking, even though I'm like, I had game. If I didn't hit that jack raid, I had game. I have the
Yeah.
Guillemon in hand. And Mitchell's like, oh, man. And so neither of us are thinking about the fact that I swung with a Ghazi. So we're sitting here, and you'll probably see the physical reaction in a moment. Just give it a second. It happens soon.
Waiting.
Where's it at? I do it. Come on. I think it's during this shot. There it is. There it is.
Yep.
The slowdown.
Yep.
The realization slow sticking in, and
The
then my
head going like,
sinking.
what?
So Mitchell is an angel and one of the best humans on earth, and he's just like, do you want to take the game? And I'm just like, I was like, I don't know. And he's just like, he's like, you can take the game. Like you had it, and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mitchell's...
I mean, if you're gonna like, because realistically, like, if we're playing it correctly, I would have won.
Yeah, right.
And so
right.
Mitchell was very nice to
Mitchell's
to
a
give
saint.
me the
I love playing against Mitchell.
He is one of the kindest souls on this earth. But yeah, he was very, very nice to let me have that game, even though I scooped, just because we both just missed that.
All right,
so-
so another good start by Mitchell. He's got the Uko in the back, and he's got a Koichi ready to go. You've also... Oh, is this a great mem boost?
Yeah. So the reason I'm running Great Mem Boost instead of Purple Memory Boost is because honestly, I don't want to dig as deep because I
Sure.
don't want to potentially bottom deck 4 cards. I'd rather bottom deck 3, like
Fair,
already, you know,
fair.
like if I'm gonna whiff entirely on it, because I know how many options and tamers and Ukos I run, right? The other reason I run the Great Memory Boost is so I can grab Medieval Gallant
Argo
off the searches.
and Medieval Gallant, sure.
Argo I can grab off.
You
Purple
can grab
Memory
off
Boost 'cause
purple,
he's
yeah.
purple, but yeah. The reason is
So-
mostly just so I can grab Medieval Gallant because it's such a powerful card right now. I only have the one, so.
Before we get too distracted, thoughts on Mist versus like a purple or great mem boost?
I know Mitchell runs Mist. I think it's good. I see its merits. My concern with Mist is how it's always been, where when you're playing a deck that isn't completely designed around mill, self-mill in particular, like you get to a point where you can really risk milling the wrong cards and drawing something that is just completely useless. I realized I can't play that because I don't have a purple source, so I just drop a Velgramon, put him in 2.
Sure.
I was gonna just rivals the Uko. It does do the on play, so we will mill 3, which I mill an Uko. So I was like, God, son of a. But yeah, no, I don't know. I think it is a good card. I understand why people would want to run it. I think it's purely a preference thing.
Sure.
For me
Sure.
personally, I know how inconsistent and unlucky my hands are.
Yeah.
There's tales told of how poor my draws end up. So I just run things that give me the chance to actually select what I want.
Sure. Mitchell's doing some pretty good shenanigans here. The Kaiser hits a Ghazi, so big guy living. Speaking of Ghazi, his own Ghazi hits a Louis, which honestly is pretty good for Mitchell at this point, if anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
He keeps his
I'm not
Ghazi out on
seeing-
board and gets another chip in next turn if he can.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Koichis right now, so I'm in a pretty tough spot. I Evo Uko in the back for 1.
What do you mean? Just put a baseball cap on Louis. He becomes Koichi.
True. You're right. I popped the Great Memory Boost now.
Wait,
The Ghazi is there. Don't worry. We catch it. This one we do catch.
Yeah.
And I take my penance for it. It's the least I can do for Mitchell being kind enough to let me have things. I do a couple of things here, but we catch it pretty quick after. You'll see in a moment.
Sure.
And I end up just living with my mistakes. Just so people know I'm not gibbing. I'm not taking everything.
Doing
for
some
granted.
quick maths.
Yeah, I'm just trying.
I
to
think you're
map
probably
things out
looking
right
at the
now.
jack rate and then probably realizing that Ghazi says no to
Yeah.
memory.
Yeah. Yeah, which then also helps me click in my brain. Oh wait, I couldn't have grabbed memory off of the Seppi. Yeah, I think this is the realization setting in a moment here. The beginning of the rivals, I realize it now. I'm like, wait, Seppi is in here too, right? And I'm like, yeah, there it is. And then I was like putting it back, and I'm like, no, I already cracked it. I'm way past that. Like, it's gone. It's gone. Because you can crack the memory boost and not get the memory. So
right.
I take the L.
Oh.
And then I just send a Hail Mary. Play Medieval Gallant for 11 because I have nothing else I can do. I opt to pop the Kaiser Leo and swing into the Ghazi because Kaiser does have retail.
Yeah. Okay.
And then that's it. I was like, well, I guess I give myself a turn, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I complain about Purple Hybrid a lot, but it is like if you don't see the Koichis, you know, it's the deck does feel pretty bad, and there's definitely instances where you don't see Koichi more often than not. I also think seeing Koichi is one part, but like seeing your BT3 mats also, or BT2 mats, are also super important because that's how you cycle your stuff. You don't see mat. I feel like it's not as crazy.
Yeah, you definitely can get in a point with Purple Hybrid where it's almost feels kind of like how Ancient Guard did, where you sort of like lose momentum if you don't keep drawing into like consecutive pieces to like chain with your plays. Like even right now, Mitchell's not seeing Duskwans or anything. He's only seeing Kaiser Leos, so even he was kind of like stuck doing weird stuff. I'm kind of crossing trash to see because I do have a Rush Geel, or I have the Gallant in hand. So I was like trying to decide how I wanted to sort of like proceed with aggression here. But if I wanted to pay the 1 memory, I decided to go into the Siako in the back.
Oh.
Then you go, I hit an AG, which I'm like, okay, that's unfortunate. Would have been nice if I could see some Tamers out of security.
Man, that's like my one. That's the one thing that has continuously scarred me playing against Purple Hybrid. Is like, I feel like I'm in a good spot. They don't have good Tamers out on board, or they have one that's like not ideal. But I'm like, well, like if I just sit here and do nothing, I lose. So I chip, and then I'm like, well, that's a Koichi there.
It's like that's the exact Tamer that like you didn't want to see come out of the that's. I feel that. I feel that.
Oh.
I do play the Rush Geel. I hit a Louis. He does push up the Gabu, and I'm like, well, you don't gain the memory if you push it up. The memory gain from Louis is only on your turn. So Mitchell opts to keep it in back.
Sure.
I'm just like thinking about how I want to do my play now, because I'm like, well, I pushed my aggression. I just pass.
Yeah.
There's nothing else I can do. I can't play the Rush Gallant anymore. I don't think there was enough cards in trash for me.
There's a Koichi. There's a boy.
I think that might be the only Tamer that comes out of that came out of security for me like all day. Actually.
All right, so we do the Dusk
No,
Belger.
there's one against Sunny too.
Mill 4. Rivals gets put. Okay. Well, Rivals will pop Velger, which will prevent its end of attack stuff, which is not bad for you. But then on deletion, Mitchell can go ahead and just play. Play paddle, grab a hybrid, and
I skip everything up because he's got all the memory in the world, got everything. And I'm just like, I was stuck on 2 Jack raids, the Uko and then Rush Gallant. At that point, I was like, there's nothing I could do. I was just completely stuck. I could not find a Koichi for the life of me. We go to game 3.
We love our game 3s.
Yeah, I mean, like these games are really fun because it was just like every game was just back and forth. We were just constantly just hitting.
I would imagine. I would imagine. I know, like the Purple Hybrid mirror is just. It's just a race to who sees their stuff first, and it's super stressful because you're always just like, ugh. If I swing and push aggression, do I swing the tables the other way? If I don't, like, if I fizzle out, like you said, or you know, it's stressful.
This might be incorrect, but from playing Mitchell and like from what I've seen, it feels like if you're in the mirror, you want to go first.
I agree. No, I'm 100% with you on that one. I think you would want to go first.
Because it all just comes, you're just on a clock, right? So it's really just about who can put out more aggression faster than the other one, because realistically, you're not, at least more often than not, you're not going to leave a board state for your opponent to interact with.
Right.
So you really just need to try and get as much aggression and memory efficiency out of your turn as you can. So the more that you can choke and force them to give you more and make the most of that, the better you're like, going to be set.
I mean, I also think too, like, even if you do end up, like you said, with that aggression, even if you push out and swing and hit the tamers out of security, you, as turn player, or like sort of the leading player, I guess if you want to put it that way, you have means to change, like we saw earlier, right, where you could change the color of a Koichi to something else, or tamer to something else, where they can't evo on top of it for at least a turn.
Yeah.
So the ball's in your court, I feel like, if you go first.
Yeah. Right now, we're both just kind of like getting our pieces together. Mitchell was seeing his stuff a bit quicker than I was.
Look at that.
Does hit a mat out of security, which is pretty nice. Enough for me to grab out of trash, but that's fine. Having the memory setter is really nice early, even though, you know, I don't really get much value out of him hitting the board. I picked up Siako here. Just trying to figure out how efficient I can be this turn right now. I don't remember if I was missing pieces or not, but I know at least the Siako will help me at least get a little bit of cycle going. It's me doing a little bit of math.
Does end up dying.
Dies, I draw one.
You can pitch one off a Siako effect, and then you can choose to pitch one off a QP's effect as well.
Yeah. Pitch one off Siako. I have to. I opt not to use QP's effect.
Yeah.
I go ahead and just play a Sepia. Or not Sepia, Grape. I don't know why I keep calling that Sepia. Anyway, play Grape.
What do you do here? I mean, do you let the Uka live a turn? Do you drop another tamer? I don't think you're wrong either way. But you are gonna crack the Grape here, go into a Dusk. Dusk will go ahead and change the color of something here, I'm assuming.
Yeah, there's no Velger in trash right now, unfortunately.
Right.
I will just change the color of the AG, because that's really all I can do. And at this point, I'm just like trying to think like how I can try and like pull myself ahead in aggression this turn.
Yeah.
If I because I feel like I need to control the Uko, so I don't want him to get more
just swing into it and just
yeah,
just force him to choose if he wants to pitch to choke to 1.
Exactly, which is what he does. He does go to 1, which I was like, okay, this is fine. He goes to 2. We'll swing the Gabu, does hit an Uko, so it does die. Which is an AG.
There is a Dusk.
Change the
Dusk
color
goes into
of
Velger.
cards.
Go ahead and mill. Oh my.
Does hit a rival.
Another rivals.
Duskmon gets to live, which is huge for me.
That's
absolutely
huge.
Massive.
That's massive indeed.
Plays a mat off the effect.
Drops a Koichi. Puts you to 2.
Yeah.
You go to 3 off a mat.
Yeah.
Dusk
So
living is mad huge for you.
Yeah, it's really nice. It gives me because I was like, well, I don't get anything out of this. I would just be behind a Tamer and a Duskmon. But like it was basically my only way to play I had like last turn. I kind of just had to hope things would work out, and they did. I do hard Evo into Velger for 1 because I have nothing else I can do.
Both mill and Uko. Look at that. Oh.
Yep, just 1 card. I swing 9k. I do live. I hit a mat out of security, which is Monka. Grabs a Gazi. I do opt to delete myself, gain the memory, play out a Koichi. Koichi on play. Lets me draw 1 and trash 1.
Pitch a Nidhogg. Could gain another memory here. Not bad. You've got the great memory boost that you can crack. You've got the mat live that can go ahead and swing. I believe you have another mat in trash. Or Pat in trash, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember. I don't think I do. I think all I have is that 1 mat, which is still fine.
Yeah.
Right now I'm debating what I want to do.
If you could get into an Argo here, that'd be pretty good. Oh.
I just passed. So I was stuck. I was very much stuck. There was really not much I could do.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to push. Like, because the thing is, I didn't want to push too much aggression this turn just yet. I wanted to kind of wait and be able to get more, like, bang for my buck in 1 turn with the Gabu. So I have to just kind of play kind of a little bit patient.
Yeah.
Just hoping that, you know, that Mitchell wouldn't have the memory to do me in.
Sure. So it does hit a Velger. Mitchell's Velger is bigger, so he'll go ahead, pop himself. We'll be able to pick up or play out a mat, and he ends up picking up a Duskmon off of that effect. And we'll Jack Ray to gain 1. Like we'll Evo on top of AG to go into Duskmon again. And should have a Velgar in there, so we'll go ahead, swing, do the Velgar thing. Mill 2 hits a Louis, which is also pretty dang good for you.
Yeah. He's deciding if he wants to pop his Velgar. I think he opts to leave it. He's just counting cards in trash to see. He's only at 18 in trash, so he does not have enough memory to go up high enough to do anything else.
Right. Because even a Jack Raid Louis here doesn't save him. He needs a couple more in trash. There's the Louis.
Yeah. There's the Louis. Plays the Boko's a pretty good play here to get the search going. So I kind of have to make this turn go a little bit crazy. So I push up. I gain a memory off the Gabu. Gain a memory off the Louis. I cracked the Great Boost. Go up to 7. I'm like, okay, I just need all the memory I can here. I swing Gabu. Check. He does die. I draw 1, trash 1.
Pitch the Velgar. So you can do some stuff here. Like if you go into a Velgar and then pop his Velgar to like do some board control there, that could be pretty neat.
Yeah.
Because that would pop his Velgar and then pop Boko subsequently in theory.
I changed the color of one of the mats. I was initially for a second thinking about changing the color of the
oh my gosh, that's 2 Jack Raids going.
Yep, so I swing. Unfortunately, I do hit a big Death Slinger, so I don't get any other effects. I do get my undeletion at least still. So I just play out another Koichi.
I mean, you could do it here. I mean, all you need is a hybrid, and you've got the Jack Ray that we see in hand, gaining at least 2 memory there. So, I mean, you've got it. Just counting cards in trash right now to make sure. I think I hit 20 just barely. Something, or I'm a little bit less. I'm also trying to count for Gallant as well, because I have Rush Gallant in hand. Yeah.
So I do the math. I think we were at like 40 something cards at this point after my mills. So I play the Gallant, pop the Uko off that. I swing. I can't pop the Velgar because right in between. I do the last check, and then I just play Guillemot for 3 with Rush and swing.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's game.
Look at that.
On play Rush goes crazy for things. Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, it was really good. It was a really good comeback for me. I think I also had the Ginkaku promote in hand too, which was another like avenue I was thinking about as well.
Sure.
It cuts here. We forgot to ask not the recording because we're just talking about stuff. But overall, the games are good. They're really, really good. Outside of just kind of forgetting the Gazi effects, but I don't think any of the Gazi we corrected anything that would have been game changing.
Right. Yeah. I don't think there's anything that was like egregiously like altered because Gazi was missed. Like you said, you either corrected it or the one time that you didn't catch it, it didn't really change the outcome.
Didn't matter. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, really good matches between you two. Good back and forth. I think good like sequencing of plays from both of you. And you definitely had some really good sequencing towards the end there to kind of sneak it out.
Yeah. Yeah. It felt good. It felt nice.
Yeah. Really good illustration of what Purple Hybrid can do or has been doing in this meta. So let us know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and hopefully catch you on that next one. Bye bye.